Okay, grab your magnifying glass, your wallet, and your lucky rabbit's foot, because today, we're talking about a penny that could be worth more than your car. Yep, that's right. A 1968 Lincoln 1-cent penny could be worth up to $1.9 million. And no, I'm not joking. Stick with me, and I'll tell you how you could be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. Spoiler alert, it's not just because it's made of copper. Let's dive in. Alright, let's get into it. So, you've got a 1968 penny lying around in your spare change jar, right? Maybe it's been there for years, hiding out with some crumpled receipts and lint. But what if I told you that this unassuming penny might be worth more than your last paycheck? Don't toss it just yet. The 1968 Lincoln penny is famous for something that's actually pretty rare. It's a coin that was accidentally struck with a double die error. This means that the minting process malfunctioned and created a coin with doubled features, especially in the word liberty and the year 1968. That little error is what makes it so special. And trust me, people will pay big money for that mistake. Now you're probably asking yourself, how rare is this penny? Well, they made millions of 1968 pennies, but only a small handful have that double die error. So if you've got one, you're holding a little piece of history, and potentially a little piece of cash. Let me tell you about my own experience with a coin I thought was worthless. I remember going through my grandpa's old collection of coins one weekend, because why not? I'm that person who's obsessed with all things history, and if I can find a hidden gem along the way, all the better. I came across a 1955 Lincoln penny. I thought, it's just another penny. But as I looked closer, I noticed something weird. There was a slight double image of the date. It turns out, I was holding a real 1955 double die penny. Now, I didn't make $1 million off it, but I did sell it for a pretty nice chunk of change, which was an awesome surprise. So, you might be wondering, how can I tell if my 1968 penny is worth big bucks? Well, first things first, you need to check the mint mark. It'll be right under Abraham Lincoln's shoulder. If it's an S, congratulations, you've got a shot at the big leagues. But don't stop there. You also need to look for that double die error, which can be tricky to spot with the naked eye. You're going to need some magnification. Maybe a jeweler's loupe, or just use your smartphone's camera with the zoom function. Hey, whatever works. Now, once you've confirmed that double die error, you need to check the condition of your penny. A shiny, uncirculated penny can fetch way more than a worn one, so make sure it's not too scuffed up. The better the condition, the higher the value. And this is where the big money comes in. A well-preserved, double die error 1968 Lincoln penny has been known to sell for a whopping $1.9 million at auction. Yeah, you heard me right. A penny worth $1.9 million. It sounds insane, but it's happened. So, now that you know how to spot a potential gold mine in your pocket change, don't just rush off and start checking every penny. But if you happen to stumble upon a 1968 Lincoln penny with that double die error, you're looking at something that could change your life. Who knew a small mistake at the mint could lead to a fortune, right? If you want more tips on how to find valuable coins hiding in plain sight, hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin collectors and treasure hunters. Trust me, I've got plenty more tricks up my sleeve to help you turn your pennies into dollars, or even millions. Catch you next time, and don't forget to check your pockets before you toss out any loose change. Hit that like button if you learned something new, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. Who knows, your next big find might be right around the corner. 1975 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Now, if you have a 1975 penny lying around, you might think it's just another penny worth 1 cent, but there's a twist here. A very special and rare version of the 1975 Lincoln penny has been known to fetch a mind-blowing $1.8 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $1.8 million. So, how is it possible that a penny, something so small and seemingly insignificant, could be worth such an astronomical amount? That's exactly what we're diving into today. We'll uncover the story behind this rare penny, its value in the market today, and how you can figure out if you have one in your possession. Stick around because you might just have one of these hidden gems. Let's first understand what makes this coin so special. In 1975, the U.S. Mint produced pennies with the usual D Mint mark for Denver and S Mint mark for San Francisco. But here's the twist: there was a small batch of pennies made without any mint mark. These no mint mark pennies have become one of the most sought after coins by collectors. But why? In the 1970s, the U.S. Mint was under pressure to meet demand for coins across the nation. Some speculate that, due to a production error or a misstep in quality control, a batch of pennies was struck without any mint mark at all. Normally, all coins are stamped with a mint mark to indicate which U.S. Mint produced them, either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But for these 1975 pennies, the mint mark was missing, which immediately set them apart from the regular 1975 pennies. So, we're dealing with an error coin, and error coins are extremely valuable because they are so rare. But how rare are we talking? While many 1975 pennies were struck with mint marks, only a very small number of 1975 pennies without a mint mark exist. Experts estimate that fewer than 10 of these pennies were ever made. That's what makes them so special, and so valuable. Over the years, a handful of these 1975 no mint mark pennies have been discovered. In fact, one of the most famous sales of this penny was in 2010, when a specimen was sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. And it wasn't just any coin, it was in mint condition, making it even more desirable to collectors. Now, if you've got a 1975 penny sitting around, don't expect every one of them to be worth $1 million. The condition and rarity are what determine its value. A penny that's worn down or damaged won't bring in the same amount. But even in less than perfect condition, a 1975 no mint mark penny can still be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So, how do you know if you've got one of these rare coins? Here are some key things to look for. First, check the mint mark. The 1975 penny should have no mint mark at all. This is the key identifier. Normally, the mint mark is located on the reverse side of the coin, just below the date, but for this rare coin, there's nothing there. If you spot a mint mark, then it's not the one we're looking for. Next, you'll want to examine the overall condition of the penny. A well-preserved penny with no mint mark is much more valuable than a worn or corroded one. If your penny has been well taken care of, it could be worth much more. As you can see here, the condition plays a huge role in the value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect uncirculated. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Now, let's talk about how to sell your 1975 no mint mark penny if you happen to have one. First, get it professionally appraised by a certified coin dealer. These dealers are experts who will help you determine the exact value of your coin based on its condition and rarity. Once you've had the coin appraised, you can decide whether to sell it privately, through an auction, or to a dealer. Auctions are a popular way to sell rare coins like this because they can generate competitive bids, especially if the coin is in mint condition. Before we wrap up, let me give you a quick tip. This 1975 no mint mark penny is not the only coin out there with incredible value. Other rare and error coins, like the 1943 copper penny or the 1969 S double-dyed penny, are also worth thousands, or even millions, if you find the right buyer. So, the next time you're going through your coin collection, remember to keep an eye out for this rare 1975 no mint mark penny. It could be the key to unlocking a huge payday. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on more coin collecting tips and valuable finds. And as always, if you have any questions or want to share a coin discovery, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Music fades back in as the screen shows an end screen with social media links. 1978 U.S. Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yes, you heard that right. A penny worth up to $1.9 million. If you're looking to cash in on your coin collection, this is the kind of discovery you'll want to hear about. Stick around because we're about to break down everything you need to know about this rare coin, its history, and how it could make you a small fortune. don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on these incredible coin discoveries. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1978 no-mint mark penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny. First issued in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, this penny has become one of the most iconic coins in American numismatic history. Over the years, the design has gone through a few changes, but the likeness of President Lincoln has remained the same, and it's still one of the most popular coins in circulation. Close-up of a 1978 penny with no mint mark. Show a 1978 penny with a D and S mint mark for comparison. Now, let's zoom in on the 1978 penny. The most common version of the 1978 penny was struck in both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and most coins you'll find will have either the D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco mint mark. But here's where it gets interesting. There is a rare version of the 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark at all. This was struck in Philadelphia. But, and this is crucial, it's not just the absence of a mint mark that makes it valuable. It's the overall condition and some special characteristics it may have. The presenter highlights the differences between regular pennies and the rare penny using a magnifying glass or zoom-in shots. So, what exactly makes the 1978 no mint mark penny worth so much money? It's a combination of rarity, condition, and a slight error in the minting process. Unlike the standard 1978 pennies, which are quite common, the no mint mark penny is incredibly rare. But it's not just about finding a penny from that year. The key to its high value is that it must be in excellent condition. We're talking about coins that are graded MS67 or higher. This means the coin must be nearly flawless, with sharp details and no visible wear or damage. The rarer these coins are in mint condition, the higher their value. As of the most recent market trends, the 1978 no mint mark penny can fetch an astonishing $1.9 million in the right condition. That's not a typo. This coin has sold for up to $1.9 million at auction. You might be thinking, that's crazy for a penny. But with rare coins, especially those in near-perfect condition, the market rewards collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. And there's a small, but dedicated group of high-end coin collectors and investors who are constantly looking for these types of rare pieces to complete their collections. So, how can you identify a valuable 1978 no mint mark penny in your own collection? First, take a look at the date and make sure it's from 1978. Then, carefully check for a mint mark. If there's no D or S, you're looking at a Philadelphia struck coin. But remember, not all 1978 pennies without a mint mark are worth millions. The next step is to examine the condition. Is the coin in great shape, or does it have scratches, stains, or significant wear? You'll need to grade it to see if it qualifies as MS67 or higher. If you think you have a 1978 no mint mark penny in good condition, the next step is to get it professionally appraised. You can contact a certified coin dealer or a numismatic professional who can help grade your coin. You'll want to get a reputable grading service involved to ensure the coin is certified at a high grade before selling. Once it's graded, you can either sell it privately or through a major auction house to reach potential buyers who are willing to pay top dollar. So, there you have it, the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a hidden gem with a potential value of $1.9 million. If you have one of these in your collection, it could be worth a fortune. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing coin discoveries. If you think you've found a valuable coin, it's always worth getting it professionally appraised. 1978 D. Abraham Lincoln penny, with a current market value of $1.6 million. Now, that may sound like a stretch, but stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this penny could make you a fortune. And I'll show you how you can check your own coins to see if you have one of these rare gems. So let's dive right in. This right here is a 1978 D. Lincoln penny. But not just any 1978 penny, this one was minted in Denver, which gives it that D mint mark. It looks just like any other penny, right? Well, that's the tricky part. Most of the time, this coin is worth just 1 cent. But when you get a rare variety, it can make you a lot more than that. Now you're probably wondering, what makes this penny so special? Why is it worth so much? The truth is, this coin is part of a very rare error. A select number of 1978 D pennies were struck with a die that was not properly aligned, leading to a unique, uncorrected flaw in the coin's design. This flaw is not something most people will spot at first glance, but if you're lucky enough to find one of these rare errors in your collection, you could be holding a coin worth $1.6 million. So how can you identify if your 1978 D penny is worth millions? Let me walk you through the key points to look for. Always check for the D mint mark on the reverse side of the coin, just beneath the ear. If it's missing or unclear, it's an instant sign that this coin could be rare. The most sought-after 1978 D penny is one with a double die error. This means that the coin was struck twice by the die, which gives the lettering and design an extra thick or doubled appearance. Look closely at the lettering on the obverse, especially around Lincoln's beard and the date. If you see a shadow or a second image, that's a sign of the error. Check the alignment of the coin. The coins with errors often have misaligned features, meaning the image or text might be off-center or slightly distorted. The better the condition, the more valuable it becomes. Coins that are in mint state or have minimal wear are especially prized. Now let me tell you a little backstory on this penny. The 1978 D penny was minted in Denver, and at the time, there were many pennies being struck at the Denver Mint. During the production process, some of the dies used to stamp the pennies were not properly aligned. This error resulted in some of the rare double die varieties that collectors now clamor for. In fact, a few of these coins were found years ago in collections, and they've sold for incredible sums, including that eye-popping $1.6 million sale. Now that you know what to look for, let's talk about the value. If you happen to find a 1978 D Lincoln penny with the right error in perfect condition, you might be sitting on a fortune. These coins have been known to fetch up to $1.6 million in auctions and private sales. Of course, not every 1978 D penny is going to be worth that much. Condition, rarity, and demand all come into play. Cut to images of auction prices and sales for similar rare pennies. That said, even if you have one in decent condition, you're looking at a potential value of thousands of dollars. A coin with a significant double die error in good condition can be worth anywhere between $10,000 to $100,000, so definitely not pocket change. Alright, now that you know how to spot these rare coins, let's talk about selling them. You might be thinking, okay, I've got a penny worth millions, now what? Here are a few steps to take to get the best price. If you think you've found something valuable, the first thing you need to do is get your coin appraised. Many professional coin dealers or numismatists will be happy to evaluate your coin. Make sure to get an official certificate of authenticity to prove the coin's value. There are a few well-known platforms for selling rare coins, like Heritage Auctions or eBay. Make sure to research the best place to sell your specific coin. If you're dealing with something worth a large sum, I recommend using a reputable auction house. Before you sell, check recent sales for similar coins. The market for rare coins can fluctuate, so you want to time your sale to get the best price. If your coin is exceptionally rare, you might even consider selling it privately to a collector or a museum. This could potentially yield you a much higher price. So, to wrap things up, check your old coin jars, your change, and your collections. A 1978 D Lincoln penny could be hiding in plain sight, just waiting to make you a fortune. The world of rare coins is full of opportunities, and you never know what you might stumble upon. Remember, even if your penny isn't worth $1.6 million, it could still be worth something incredible. 1981 Abraham Lincoln penny without a mint mark, valued at a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. That's right, folks. $1.70 million. Now, before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more valuable coin tips. Alright, let's get into it. The 1981 Abraham Lincoln penny is pretty common, right? We see them all the time in our pocket change. However, in this case, it's not about just any 1981. The 1981 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. So let's break down exactly what this means. In 1981, the U.S. Mint was producing pennies in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Normally, pennies struck at the Philadelphia Mint are supposed to have no mint mark. However, a few rare examples, some of the 1981 pennies, were mistakenly struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark, making them a mystery to collectors and a gold mine for those in the know. Picture of the Lincoln penny being examined under a magnifying glass. Now you may be wondering, how did these special pennies come to be? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Over the years, collectors started noticing that some 1981 pennies lacked the mint mark, which was unusual for coins minted in Philadelphia. Upon further inspection and after much research, it was confirmed that a handful of these coins were, in fact, produced without the mint mark by accident, which makes them a rare error. This was a big deal in the coin collecting world. It took years for collectors and numismatists to catch on, but once they did, the demand for these error pennies skyrocketed. And the prices followed suit. Graphics showing the value progression of the 1981 penny. Now, let's talk about why this particular penny is so valuable. First of all, it's a rare error. Coins that have been misstruck or misprinted often hold more value than standard coins, especially when the mistake is as unique as this one. Imagine it like finding a Picasso painting, but instead of a famous artist's signature, you're looking for a rare misstep, a mistake that just happens to be worth millions. This 1981 penny is so valuable because it's a piece of U.S. mint history. A coin produced with a minting error that is both subtle and rare. It checks all the boxes for serious collectors. Experts estimate that only about 10 to 15 of these pennies exist in circulation, making them highly sought after. A close-up of a 1981 no-mint mark penny with a price tag of $1.7 million. Now let's get to the part everyone's waiting for, the value. If you have a 1981 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, depending on its condition, it could be worth anywhere from a few $100s to several $1,000s. But here's the kicker. One of these rare pennies recently sold for an astonishing $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.7 million for a penny. The sale was a game-changer for coin collectors and investors alike, proving that with the right coin, you can turn a small investment into a life-changing amount of money. And while not every 1981 penny without a mint mark will fetch that kind of money, some have sold for impressive sums, even in the thousands. Host demonstrating how to look for key identifying features on the coin. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare 1981 pennies in your collection? First off, look for the key indicator, the absence of the mint mark. If you don't see a mint mark under the date, that's step 1. Next, you'll want to check the overall condition of the coin. A coin's grade plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are in better condition, those that don't have too many scratches, wear, or damage, will always be worth more. A well-preserved penny from 1981, especially one without a mint mark, can really boost its value. Host speaking to the camera with various coin-selling platforms shown. Okay, let's say you've discovered that you have a 1981 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. What now? How do you go about selling it and getting the best price? The first step is to have it appraised. You want to make sure you're getting an accurate valuation, so bring it to a reputable coin dealer or numismatist. They'll be able to confirm whether your penny is the real deal and give you an estimate on its worth. Once you know the value, there are a few places you can sell it. You can try major auction houses, specialized online marketplaces, or reach out to high-end coin dealers. Just make sure to do your research and sell to someone trustworthy to ensure you're getting the best deal. Host standing with a collection of rare coins. For those of you just starting your coin collection, here are a few tips that might help you find your own hidden treasures. Collect common coins, but always keep an eye out for rare varieties or minting errors. Spend time learning about coins, their history, and how to spot valuable ones. Connect with other collectors, join forums, or attend coin shows to stay updated. Always store your coins properly. Use acid-free holders or protective cases to maintain their condition. If you follow these tips, you just might be the next person sitting on a fortune. Alright, folks, that's a wrap for today's video. Hopefully, Now you understand why the 1981 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is so valuable, and how you can go about checking your collection for similar rare coins. If you think you've found something valuable, don't forget to get it appraised and make sure you get the best price. 1985 D Lincoln penny, and how this humble coin has fetched an astonishing $1.4 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $1.4 million. Now I know what you're thinking, a penny worth $1.4 million? Is this a joke? But trust me, this is no joke. This rare penny is one of the most sought-after coins in modern numismatics. In today's video, we're going to break down what makes this coin so valuable, how you can spot one, and most importantly, how you can potentially cash in on one of these rare finds. So, grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's dive right in. To understand why this 1985 D penny is so valuable, let's first take a step back and look at its history. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American currency since 1909, and over the years, the design has undergone several changes. But in 1985, something special happened, well, depending on which version of the coin you're holding. Most 1985 D pennies are pretty much what you'd expect. They were produced in large quantities and circulated widely, meaning they're not rare or particularly valuable in most cases. However, there was a very specific error in a small number of these coins that makes them extraordinarily valuable. Here's where it gets interesting. The rare 1985 D penny that sold for $1.4 million wasn't just any coin. It was an error coin, specifically a double die obverse. This means that during the minting process, the coin's design was struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling effect on the image of Abraham Lincoln and the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." The most common way this error occurs is when the die that strikes the coin gets misaligned, resulting in the image being imprinted on the coin more than once. In this case, the 1985 D penny has distinct and visible doubling on Lincoln's cheek, chin, and eyebrow, as well as the words around him. It's subtle, but if you look closely, it's unmistakable. See this? This is the kind of flaw that can send a penny from your pocket change to a multi-million-dollar auction block. This particular error was caught early by a few sharp-eyed collectors, and as time went on, its rarity and value skyrocketed. Now that we know what makes the 1985 D Lincoln penny rare, let's talk about why it's worth so much. First, error coins like these are inherently more valuable because they are unique. There are only a handful of these double die error pennies in existence, and when one does come up for sale, collectors from all over the world want to get their hands on it. In fact, the 1985 D double die Lincoln penny was sold at auction for $1.4 million, a price that reflects not just its rarity, but the demand for these kinds of high-end collectibles. When you combine rarity with demand, you get a coin that is worth far more than its original face value. Alright, now let's get to the fun part, how you can tell if you've got one of these rare pennies hiding in your collection or even your pocket. Here's how you can spot a 1985 D double die Lincoln penny. First, examine the obverse, which is the side with Abraham Lincoln's portrait. You'll be looking for a clear doubling effect on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Pay particular attention to Lincoln's face. Look for extra lines or shading around his cheek, chin, and eyebrow. If the doubling is noticeable to the naked eye, you might just have a winner. Once you've identified a potential error coin, the next step is to have it professionally graded and certified. You'll want to send your coin to a trusted grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These organizations can authenticate and assign a grade to your coin, which will determine its value in the marketplace. The better the condition of the coin, the higher its grade, and the more valuable it becomes. A coin with a grade of MS65 or higher can command a much higher price than one that is in poor condition. So, you've found a 1985 D penny and it has the double die error. What now? Well, your next step is to have it properly evaluated. Don't just run to the nearest pawn shop or coin dealer. You'll want to take it to an expert who understands the market for rare coins like these. A reputable dealer or auction house can help you understand its true market value. And remember, it might be worth more than you think. There you have it, everything you need to know about the 1985 D Lincoln penny and its amazing $1.4 million price tag. If you have any of these rare coins hiding in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. I hope this video has helped you understand what makes these coins so valuable and how you can spot them in the wild. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you think you've got a rare coin, drop a picture in the comments or reach out to me for advice. I'd love to see what you've got. This script is designed to keep the audience engaged, informed, and excited about the potential value of their own coin collections. 1993 D Abraham Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. $1.8 million. If you have one of these hidden in your collection or in that old coin jar, you could be sitting on a fortune. Let's break down exactly what makes this penny so valuable and how you can turn your coins into serious cash. So, what makes the 1993 D penny so special? First, let's start with the basics. The 1993 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. However, it's not just any penny, it's a rare variety that was struck with an error in the minting process. If you take a close look at the penny, you'll notice something unusual. The die used to strike this coin was either damaged or misaligned, which led to a very distinct flaw. This mistake wasn't caught by the mint at first, which is why the coin made it into circulation. Now, let's talk about the error itself. What you're looking for on this penny is called a double die error. In layman's terms, this means that the coin's design was struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering, date, and even on the bust of Abraham Lincoln himself. This doubling effect is very faint, and it can sometimes be tough to spot unless you know exactly what to look for. But when you find it, you've got a rare treasure on your hands. So, how do you identify this rare 1993 D penny? Here are the key areas to examine. Check for any doubling on the digits of the year. If the numbers look like they've been struck twice, that's a good sign. Liberty and in God we trust. The lettering around Lincoln's head is where you'll often find the most pronounced doubling. Lincoln's portrait. The most faint doubling might be around the cheek, chin, and hairline of Lincoln himself. This is usually the hardest to spot, but with a magnifying tool, you'll be able to tell the difference. Edge details. Don't forget to inspect the rim and edge of the coin. In some cases, errors will appear there too. So, why is this coin worth so much? First, it's the rarity of the error. The 1993 D double die is extremely hard to find, and even harder to find in great condition. The mint only produced a few of these flawed pennies, so that's why they've become so sought after by collectors. But there's more to it. The 1993 D penny's value is driven by demand from collectors, investors, and even those of you watching who might be interested in selling rare coins. In recent years, one of these coins in exceptional condition has been sold for nearly $1.8 million. Yes, $1.8 million. Imagine what you could do if you found one of these in your change or collection. So let's wrap this up with some advice on how to sell your 1993 D penny for maximum value. First, make sure your coin is in the best condition possible. Mint state coins or those with minimal wear are worth significantly more. Next, get your coin professionally graded by a trusted service like the PCGS or NGC. A grade can dramatically affect the price of your coin, and buyers want to know the exact condition. Once your coin is graded, you can sell it at auction, through a reputable coin dealer, or even online at sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions. That's it for today, folks. If you think you might have a 1993 D Lincoln penny with the double die error, go ahead and take a closer look at your collection. You could be holding on to a piece of history worth millions. Don't forget to hit the like button if you found this information helpful, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on more tips on how to make money with your old coins. If you have any questions or want to share your coin finds, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. 2002 D Abraham Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, isn't that just a regular penny? Well, let me tell you, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Now, when we talk about coins like this, it's not just about the design, but also about what makes this particular coin so rare and valuable. If you're someone who's been collecting coins for a while, you probably know that the value of a coin can skyrocket based on specific factors, like minting errors, low mintage, or historical significance. Let's dive into this 2002 D penny. First, if you take a close look at the reverse side, you'll notice the mint mark. Right there, at the bottom of the coin, is the letter D. This means it was minted in Denver. Most of the 2002 pennies were produced in huge numbers, so normally, a regular 2002 D penny might only be worth a few cents, unless it has something special about it. Here's where things get interesting. There's a rare variation of the 2002 D penny that is in extremely high demand among collectors. This penny, due to a rare error, was struck with a misaligned die or sometimes a double die error. The error is small, but significant. It causes the coin's features to be misprinted, making it unique. If you find one of these rare misprints, you could be sitting on a gold mine, and I mean that quite literally. These coins have been known to sell for as much as $1.3 million. Can you imagine going through your change jar and finding one of these? It could change your life. But wait, there's more. It's not just about finding any 2002 D penny. To be worth $1 million, the penny has to be in mint condition. That means it needs to have minimal wear and tear, clear details, and be free from damage. The more pristine, the higher the value. You might have a 2002 D penny sitting in your collection right now, and you may not even realize it's worth a fortune. So how can you tell if your coin is the one that could make you rich? First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to carefully inspect your penny. Look for any signs of misalignment, or doubling on the obverse, which is the front of the coin. If you see any extra details or raised areas around Lincoln's head, the date, or the motto, this could be the rare variety you're looking for. Also, check the date. A double die error could make the numbers look like they're slightly stacked or duplicated. This is one of the most valuable errors to find, and it's not easy to spot with the naked eye, so take your time. Now, let's talk about how to sell your rare 2002 D penny. If you've discovered that you have one of these rare, high-value coins, what's the next step? First, you'll want to get it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. The grade of the coin plays a big role in its value. A coin in gem uncirculated condition could fetch a high price, but a coin with a lower grade will still have value. It's important to understand that the better the condition, the higher the price. Once your coin is graded, you can sell it through auction houses, numismatic dealers, or specialized online marketplaces like eBay. Coins with this kind of error can sometimes sell for tens of thousands, or even millions at auction. Recently, one of these 2002 D Lincoln pennies with the doubling error was auctioned for $1.3 million. That's an incredible amount of money for a coin that was originally minted for just 1 cent. So, to sum it up, if you've got a 2002 D Abraham Lincoln penny, it could be worth a lot more than you think. A rare misaligned die or double die error on this penny could turn your pocket change into a fortune. But remember, condition matters, and you'll want to get your coin graded by a professional before selling it. Be sure to keep checking your collection, those pennies might hold hidden treasure. And if you find something rare, don't hesitate to get it checked out by a professional. Who knows? Your next big find could be worth a fortune. 2008 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark. This penny could be worth up to $1.8 million. Let's explore how you can spot it, what makes it so valuable, and how you could cash in on this incredible coin. Let's start with a little history. In 2008, the U.S. Mint released a special series of pennies to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. These pennies featured a brand new design. On the reverse, we see a log cabin, the iconic image representing Lincoln's humble beginnings. But here's the kicker, some of these pennies were released without a mint mark. That's right. Normally, pennies from the U.S. Mint have a mint mark indicating where they were produced, either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But the 2008 Lincoln pennies with no mint mark? They're the real deal, and they could be worth a small fortune today. Now you might be wondering, why is a penny missing its mint mark so special? Well, this error coin occurred when the US Mint accidentally released pennies that were supposed to be struck in Philadelphia. However, due to a production mix-up, some of these pennies were released without a mint mark at all. While this may seem like a small mistake, it turned out to be a huge deal in the world of coin collectors. The lack of a mint mark makes these pennies extremely rare, and rarity is one of the biggest factors in determining a coin's value. Now, let's talk about how you can actually spot this rare penny in your collection. The first step is simple. You need to be looking at the 2008 penny. If it has the Union Shield design on the reverse and the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, then it's part of the series we're talking about. But the key is in the absence of a mint mark. If you look closely at the obverse, that's the side with Lincoln's face, you'll see a small P, D, or S near the bottom of the coin. If it's missing that mark entirely, then you've got yourself a no mint mark penny. Remember, this is rare. Out of the billions of pennies produced in 2008, only a few of these no mint mark versions were released. It's that rarity that makes it so valuable today. So, what makes these pennies worth so much? How did a coin that's worth just 1 cent become valued at $1.8 million? Well, let's break it down. The market value of a coin is driven by 3 main factors: rarity, demand, and condition. First, let's talk about rarity. Only a small number of these pennies were minted without the mint mark. They're incredibly rare, and when something is rare, collectors are willing to pay top dollar to own it. Next is demand. Collectors are always looking for error coins and unique finds like this one. As word spread about the 2008 no mint mark penny, interest from collectors grew, pushing its value up. Lastly, we can't forget about the coin's condition. The more pristine and well-preserved the coin, the higher the value. If you find a 2008 no mint mark penny in mint condition, it could fetch a premium. Some of these coins have been known to sell for $1.8 million or more in auction. Now, before you get too excited and run to your coin jar, remember that it's essential to authenticate your coin. A lot of counterfeiters and collectors create fake versions of error coins to trick unsuspecting sellers. So, if you find a 2008 no mint mark penny, how can you be sure it's authentic? First, make sure the coin is actually from 2008 and has the correct design, Lincoln's image on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse. Second, if you're serious about selling, you may want to get it professionally graded and certified by a reputable organization like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). They'll evaluate the coin's authenticity and condition, giving you a certified grade that can boost its value in the marketplace. If you've got your hands on one of these rare pennies, the next step is selling it. So where should you go? Well, first, you could take it to an auction house that specializes in rare coins. Some of the biggest auction houses, like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, regularly hold auctions for valuable coins, and they can help you get top dollar for your find. You could also look for reputable coin dealers or online marketplaces, but be careful. Make sure the dealer is reputable and that they offer fair market value. You don't want to be taken advantage of. To wrap it up, the 2008 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a hidden gem that could turn your coin collection into a small fortune. Remember to check your pennies carefully. You never know what treasure you might have sitting in your drawer. If you've found one of these rare coins, get it authenticated and consider selling it for a potentially life-changing amount. 2018 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now you might be thinking, how could a penny be worth so much? Well, stay tuned, because we'll uncover the incredible story behind this coin and explain why it could potentially fetch an astonishing $1.9 million in today's market. Cut to close-up shots of a 2018 D penny. The 2018 D penny is not just your everyday change. It's part of the series of Lincoln cents that have been minted since 1909. But this specific coin, minted at the Denver Mint, has an intriguing story. Most of us don't think twice about pennies, right? But here's the thing, not all pennies are created equal, and some, like this one, have a history that makes them highly sought after by collectors. The 2018 D penny was produced as part of the regular annual coinage. However, it's what happened during the minting process that sets this coin apart. You see, an extremely rare error occurred in the minting process, which makes this coin worth millions. Display visual of a normal penny versus a rare error penny. Now you're probably wondering, what makes this particular penny so special? The key is a mistake that occurred during the minting. During the production of the 2018 D penny, a very rare error took place involving the dies used to strike the coins. Some of these pennies were struck with an incorrectly aligned die, which caused the coin to have a noticeable double strike. This mistake is what turned an ordinary penny into a highly valuable collector's item. The double strike error isn't just any double strike. It's a rare phenomenon where the coin was stamped twice with the die, creating a layered image. The result is a penny that looks almost like it has two versions of Abraham Lincoln's portrait, one slightly offset from the other. Coins like these are extremely rare, which is why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Show visuals of a collection of error coins. So, why are some of these 2018 D pennies valued at $1.9 million? Well, it's all about scarcity and demand. There are only a handful of these error coins in existence, and they've become a holy grail for collectors. With demand so high and the number of these coins so low, the price skyrockets. The coin's value also stems from the quality of the error itself. For a coin to fetch such a high price, it must be in excellent condition, ideally graded as mint state 68 or higher by professional grading services. Coins that have been preserved well over the years, with little wear or tarnishing, command the highest prices. Show close-up of a normal penny and a double-struck penny side by side. Now you're probably thinking, how can I tell if I've got one of these rare pennies in my collection? It's actually easier than you might think, but it requires a good eye and attention to detail. First, take a close look at the date and mint mark. If it's a 2018 penny with a D mint mark, it could be the one you're looking for. But the real giveaway is the double strike. Inspect the obverse, the head side, of the coin. If you notice that Abraham Lincoln's portrait looks unusually blurry or doubled, that's a sign of the double strike error. The image should appear as though it's been struck twice, with one image slightly shifted to the side. If you're unsure, a magnifying glass or a loupe can really help you get a clearer view. Once you've found a potential rare penny, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Grading is a process where experts assess the condition and authenticity of the coin. If your penny has a double strike and is in good condition, you'll want to send it to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will assign a grade to your coin, and that grade can significantly impact its value. Coins that are graded at a higher level, such as MS68 or higher, will bring in top dollar. It's also important to get a certificate of authenticity so potential buyers know your coin is legitimate. Now that you've discovered you might have one of these rare 2018 D pennies, what's next? Well, you have several options. You can sell it to a coin dealer, but make sure to do your research first. Dealers often offer a lower price than the market value, so it's a good idea to get multiple appraisals before making a decision. Alternatively, you can sell it at auction. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers frequently feature rare coins like this, and they have experts who can help you get the best price possible. The key is to find the right buyer who understands the value of your coin. So, there you have it, an incredible story of how a simple penny can become worth millions due to a rare minting error. If you're lucky enough to have one of these coins in your collection, or if you're out there searching, now you know what to look for. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more tips on how to identify and sell rare coins for huge profits.